Hello viewers, I am Gaurav Atri, Assistant Professor from the Department of Commerce, the Bhopal School of Social Sciences. And our today's topic for the video lecture is job specification. In today's video lecture, we will be having introduction of job specification, its definition and meaning, purpose of job specification and its objective, significance, advantages and disadvantages of job specification. Further, we will see guidelines for preparing job specification, components of job specification and steps to write the good job specification. So let's proceed ahead. In our earlier lectures, we have already discussed about job analysis. Job analysis basically is a procedure whereby we try to understand that what is the job and what type of qualifications requirements are there for that particular job. Like in the words of Yoder, job analysis is the procedure by which the facts with respect to the job are systematically discovered and noted. On the other side, in our previous lecture, we have also discussed about job description. In job description, an organized factual statement of the duties and responsibilities of a specified job are designed. So when we move deeper into this topic, we talk about job specification. As we have already discussed, job analysis is basically setting a framework for recruiting the persons in an organization and to know that what qualities, what qualifications, what skills should they possess, and in a statement we try to have a blueprint of their qualifications, their experiences, skills required and the actual and factual requirements to do or perform that particular job. As we go deeper into this area, we have job specification or employee specification. A job specification is basically a primary tool which is required for job related data, whereby we try to frame a statement in which the characteristics, qualifications required for satisfactory performance of defined duties. Where we have defined this we have defined in our previous two stages, that is job analysis and job description. So we are going to define the task and duties comprising a specific job or a particular function which is going to be performed in an organization. This process is resulted in collecting and recording two data sets, that is given in job description, first one, and second one job specification, whereby in description we are going to simply describe that what is the job, what are the things that are required to be performed in this particular job, and in a specification how we are going to do, what qualities, skills are required to do that particular piece of work. Let's talk about the definition of job specification. In the words of Flippo, job specification is a statement of minimum acceptable human qualities necessary to perform a particular job properly. That means if you are an accountant, if you want to appoint an accountant in an organization, then what is the minimum qualifications required to be an accountant? If you are a photographer and a company or an organization needs a photographer or a videographer, so what should be the minimum qualities that the person should possess? So that is basically job specification. The standard of personnel for selection, that how a person is going to do a job and what things we are looking forward for doing that specific task. So let's understand the meaning of job specification. When we talk about job specification, it is basically a written statement for the qualifications of a person. These qualifications include the educational qualification, level of experience, some specific qualities that a person needs to possess, physical, emotional, technical or any other skills that is required on his part. So for doing a job, like if I want to recruit an army officer, a military person, so we maintain the height, weight, his chest size. Similarly, if I want to appoint a scientist, so what type of knowledge level he should possess. So in a job specification, we are going to create a statement whereby we are going to specify the qualities required for that particular post. In job description, On the other side, we have discussed about the post, that this post is required to do these many things. So please keep a difference between job description and specification in your mind while understanding this. Then it is also including the general health, mental health, intelligence, aptitude, memory, judgment and other attributes that are required for doing this particular job. Now let's understand the purpose of job specification. The very basic purpose of having a job specification is the documents the goal set for the job and the situational behavior expected from an employee working on that particular job. That means it is going to have a documentation, it is going to have a written statement for whatever expected qualities, skills you are required in that particular job. Then helps the candidates to analyze whether they are eligible to apply for a vacancy or not. From the perspective of a candidate, we can understand that are we suitable for doing a job rather having a rejection at a later stage. Then the other purpose is document the information about job role, skills required to complete that particular job. So what all qualities you required to achieve the target and to reach to your goals successfully. Then helps recruiter in selection process of the candidate. It would be very clearly known in an statement format that these qualities are required and these are not necessary, or it is mandatory certain qualities to do a particular job. So the selection process becomes quite easier. Now let's understand the objectives of job specification. The key objectives of job specification is to highlight the specific detail essential to perform the task at its best. I may appoint a person who may be having knowledge of accountancy, but I would rather like to appoint a person who is having the knowledge of accountancy as well as he is good in Tally or some other softwares. So to do the work, what is the best required? Then provides a framework to HR managers to identify the best prospects. That means who is going to be the best suitable person for doing that particular job. Helps the recruiter in screening the resumes of the applicant. It would become very easy because I already aware that what skills I am searching in a candidate. So it would be easy to recruit them, screen them and appoint in our organization. Then it verifies the performance of the employee during the appraisal and promotion. It would be again easy to judge whether a person has performed in the said manner as expected or he is having some deviations in his performance. So we can have controlling, we can have job rotation, we can have trainings and we can again try to achieve towards the set objectives. Here are few significance of job specification, which makes it very important for an organization to have job specifications before the recruitment process starts, whereby the first statement says the preparation of employee specification. We should be able to properly have a specification of the employees, which will be helping us in future to recruit a person. Then recruitment and selection, as I said right now, becomes much more easier and simpler when we have the detailed statement for what we are looking in a particular candidate. Then we will be able to easily give them training and further development, because if they have that particular skill, if they are interested in that particular area and they are on that particular post, so training and development can be easily imparted. While having job specification, there are certain guidelines that need to be followed so that we can have the best of the job specification, in which the very first guideline says that treating the qualifications required for job are main components of job specification. So whatever qualifications you are looking forward for that particular job profile must be added at the very first stage, and that is the most important thing. Then second, citing the job location, where and how it is going to be performed. So you should clearly specify that a person will be working in which particular area, at what geographical location, in what position. Then disclosing the tools and technology to be used in a particular job. So what tools he needs to handle, what technology he needs to operate should also be mentioned, so that there must not be any wrong person inducted during this process. Then mentioning clearly the additional roles and responsibilities which are associated with a specific job. So what all things he is required to do along with this particular role, like an accountant is required to do certain banking work or certain other finance related work. So that also should be properly mentioned in your job specification itself. Then defining the cost to company, that means the CTC, the price that is required to be paid for that particular post, and the grade of the position should also be clearly mentioned. Then mentioning all the relevant information clearly, any other information that is required like leave, like information related with their further promotions, transfers or any other different conditions that should be added over here. Then using the simple and clear language, it should be very well simply explained, clearly mentioned in the job specification about everything. No riddles should be there. The process of job specification has got many advantages. The key advantages are: number one, it highlights the specific details required for perform the job at its best. Earlier also we have discussed about this, that how you can have the best out of the available persons. So that can be achieved with the help of specifying the task that is required to be done. Then helps the companies during performance appraisal and promotion, because we will be having the set specification. It would be easy to have a performance appraisal and to promote a person to the next level, next hierarchy. Then it gives the HR manager a threshold and a framework. On that particular basis, you can identify the best person that should be recruited in an organization. It is also going to be used as a benchmark to evaluate the employee, as I said, for the performance appraisal, to give him required trainings after the recruitment has been done. It helps in screening of resume, save time, and multiple applications can be easily washed out and you can have the best of the person appointed on a job. So it would be easy to sort the applicants who have already given their interest for the job. So you have the specification. If they match the specification, you can take them, or else they will be rejected. Although job specification is very important, it has its own significance and advantages, but still there are few disadvantages of the job specification. The very first disadvantage is it is very time consuming, because you need to separately make an study, you need to separately do the entire process following the steps which we will be studying in the further slides, and it takes a expert specialized person to invest his money in this entire process. The next disadvantage is time bound and changes with the changing technology, and changing knowledge and skill is required. So it is ever changing. Once you have done a specification, it is not going to be standard for over the period of time. With the change in the time, with the change in the technology, knowledge, skills, all these descriptions are also going to be changed over the period of time. Then another disadvantage is that it gives a framework of emotional characteristics and personality traits, but it cannot specify the experience or forecast complex issues, if any. So that is also missing. You cannot forecast about the prospects of a person, you can just tell it with the past information. Another disadvantage over here is the process may take very long and consume lot of human efforts. As I said that you need experts who should be performing this thing. So it requires detailed information, and collecting of the data is a time consuming process. Then personal bias is also a problem when we make certain analysis. So we should avoid having bias in the job specification. It should be in the benefit of the organization totally. And the last one, that at times you lack with the 100% genuineness of the data. People may give you wrong information, and that can lead you to have the wrong job specification. As we are talking about job specification, so here are 4 key components which makes it the right mix for job specification. You need to have the educational qualification must in your job specification, which should be added with the experience that you require for doing that particular job, so it should also be properly mentioned. Then the skills, any other mandatory skills and knowledge that you are looking forward in this particular task or job that a person is going to perform. So you need to mention that also. And last not least, the personality traits and the characteristics a person should possess, like communication skills, attitudes, his approach towards doing a job. So all these four major components should be clearly mentioned in your job specification. With the help of these four components, we will be able to draft a proper job specification. So let's see a step-by-step process of job specification. Here are the steps for job specification. The very first step says the role and educational qualifications that a person should possess. So in the very first stage of your drafting or writing a job specification, you should clearly mention that what is the role and what educational qualifications a person should have for doing or performing that job profile. Then second is job title and the position. At what position in the hierarchy of an organization this job is going to belong, and what is the job title given to that particular post or that particular task. Then the skills and knowledge. Again, you need to clearly specify the skills required for doing the job and the knowledge level that is expected by a person for performing the duties. Then situational intelligence, emotional stability, personality traits and attributes are also going to be examined while having your job specification. You are going to clearly jot down these four components for the job specification. And finally, the approval of the job specification. What all you have drafted, we need to recheck, and according to this, the job specification will be done. So that's all for job specification. In previous classes, we have already discussed about job analysis and job specification. According to this, we will be having our next process in HR practices, that is recruitment, selection, training and development. Thank you all.